Welcome to another season of the Fragments of Silicon Reviews. Sorry if we're a bit off tempo. Always happens when we take a break. A bit rusty. It'll be shaken off fairly quickly at times. Anyway, so starting up things, we've got Flat Heroes. Um, let's see. Not exactly sure what genre to put this into. Um, Hesitated to call it a platformer since you jump a lot, but you're not really jumping to platforms so much as that's not the point. That's a side effect. I guess a side scroller like works about as well as anything. Now, anyway, Flat Heroes is an action adventure survival test. Let's call it that. With a very minimalistic design. That's what the name is in reference to, as your heroes are a literal bunch of squares.
I feel like there should be a
Uh,
list of top 5 games where you play as a square or something at some point.
there are more of them than you'd be than there's.
I know.
Like the minimalistic design aesthetic is a popular one on the indie circuit, and it's not really a surprise why. It's not for nothing, really simple, really clean, really elegant. Not saying that there's not a lot of effort here, but it's easier to do than something much more elaborate. I mean, simplicity is really what this game is going for. Um, as you might be able to see from the gameplay footage here, it's all about survival. Um, and the levels are really short. Like, even later levels, they will get longer, or at least more difficult, but they'll still be short. And I bring this up because this game has come out for the Windows PC, all platforms, PC, Windows, Mac, and Linux, and it's also available on the Nintendo Switch. I'll say right here and now, you should buy the Nintendo Switch version because
Just the kind of game that benefits from portability.
yes, like you know it's really short, it's really simple. Like, you'll be able to blitz through a uh, brigade of levels. It's 10 levels per section, 10 sections, 10 worlds, whatever terminology you want to use. And yeah, it's like going through a section there will be about 20 minutes, maybe a little more, a little less. Like, and yeah, the higher, the high, like World 5, World 6 is going to be more difficult than the earlier ones, but it's still really short. And there are various ways the level will try to kill you, and probably not going to be seen in the demo, but like starting on, I'm trying to think that if it was the second or the third world, is there will be enemies you will have to blow up. You have a explosion command, which is really, really annoying because its range is roughly jack and shit. Yeah, it's like it's real short range stuff. So yeah, you're gonna have to get in close. Usually too close for comfort, but there you have it. Like, you can also use the explosion to ward off, things like these needles here, whatever sort of representations they're going for here. Everything's very abstract and shapy.
Oh man, shapes.
Mm, indeed. Like, and each run of levels. No, no, if I'm remembering correctly, it's 15 levels per section. Like, sorry. Anyway, capping off every world is a boss encounter, and and they function like a boss does. Sometimes it's you have to explode the boss's body at the right time. Other
It's much
times,
better than those bosses that don't function like a boss encounter does.
yeah. well, it's like sometimes they get a bit more inventive, like the boss where it's basically playing a game of Snake, except
Huh.
you got to get the boss to ram its own body instead of you.
Ah, okay, yeah. I was wondering what you meant, but yeah, that makes sense. Where
You know.
you can't hurt it, but it can hurt itself, basically.
Uh-huh. Or there's another variant on that where um, once you get it long enough, there's a weak spot that shows up, and you got to explode through that. And you know, some are more clever than others, is what I'm getting at here.
Hmm.
Like, uh, anyway, yeah, the graphical style is, well, as I've mentioned, very clean and very simple. Like, and that's really the core thesis of this entire game, and probably, unfortunately, the reason why I quickly grew bored of it. I think I got up to the sixth or the seventh world before I stopped playing in favor of more Dead Cells. It's, and I'll also mention that I was not able to test out one of the most advertised features of the game, and that would be multiplayer. This game is very centered around multiplayer.
Is it local only, or?
Yep.
Yep, yes.
Ah,
That's
yeah, that'll.
it's like, so even if someone else did have the PC version of the game, yeah, I'm kind of stymied by the fact that it's couch co-op only. Another reason why I would recommend the Switch version.
Yeah,
Because
that's the Switch is the easiest console to bring to places where other people are.
uh-huh. And has the usually has the option of, even if you only have the Joy-Cons, you can do two players.
Mm-hmm.
And believe me, this is a game that isn't going to be taxing even a single Joy-Con.
So I'm not sure if I can parse this by looking at the videos, but it looks like, is this a game where your movement is mostly flinging yourself around rather than like actually moving?
So, half and half actually. It's you jump, and then for extra oomph in the air, you do boost. Like, and then if you run into that, well, then you just fall.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm like, and I suppose that's another thing that really put me off the game. The physics and the jumping, everything that has a very loose feeling to it. Especially like gripping onto walls. Sometimes it feels kind of slippery.
hmm.
Like, once again, not the best game to be playing when the other one is Dead Cells, but that's neither here nor there. But anyway, in addition to the campaign mode, the regular campaign mode, there's the Heroes mode, which honestly I didn't really get a chance to endeavor what was. It's basically New Game Plus. Like, there's a versus mode. There's the daily challenge, which you play one, and it is a true daily challenge. You play it once, and then you have to wait, unless you have the requisite like amount of internal currency, SP they call it. And yeah, there is a lot. There's a lot of modes and content. There's just not a lot to this game, is what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, which is unfortunate. Like it's a game that I enjoyed playing for about 15 to 30 minutes, but after that it got a bit tedious. Now, let's see. The music, very upbeat. If the return of the motorcycle.
Yep.
Very upbeat if motorcycle.
Yeah, basically.
Anyway, music is very upbeat. If kind of generic techno, like, it gets the blood flowing, but it's not, say, like octahedron level of catchiness. It's like I In fact, I don't think the soundtrack is available, but let me double check that. Like, in the meantime, I have the price here. Yeah. So the regular price here is $10. Mm, I'm like,
Is that also the
I
price on Switch, or is the console
yeah,
version more?
that's from the PR materials here. So
Okay.
yeah, that's yeah. I'm like, here's the thing. I'd say pay that amount for the Switch version. Like, if you can access the multiplayer, I'd say the price is worth it. If you're single player only, yeah, that's too much.
Mhm.
You know, like
That said, on PC and stuff, it does have a free demo, so you can try it out.
yes, um, yeah, it's like I'd say the PC version go about $5. Wait for a sale. Um, it's just this kind of play style doesn't lend itself very well to the PC. Like this really does feel more at home on a 3DS or a Switch or portable system of choice, like even a Vita. Like, it's like. Anyway, let me see. Steam version of Flat Heroes. Oh. As it turns out, the Steam. Let's see. Interesting. The Steam version is actually only $7.99. That's still
Is it on sale currently, or
no. See, the actual PR details say it's $9.99, which means I'm gonna have to check the Switch version as well, to see it.
I'm on it?
All right. Yeah.
Almost like we have someone in the call who has a Switch.
Yep. Sorry, I was playing Dead Cells.
Anyway, so what you got?
1 second. Let me search for Flat.
Okay. Live research.
Yep. Flat Heroes is in fact $9.99 on the Switch currently.
Well, there you go. Like, it is cheaper on the PC. They did take its limits, the limits of having local multiplayer on a PC into account. I'll still say, $5 is about what I'd go for it.
Yeah, unless you have like a media PC in like your living room or something, and you have family members who'd be willing to play it with you.
Yeah, it's just this game is so much more suited for the Switch. So it's not a bad game. It's just a very simple one.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the this is the kind of game you'd find in the arcades in the 80s. Like,
albeit way higher res than that.
Yes. Or maybe like the NES. I hesitate to say something like the Atari 2600 because, this does have a lot of
I could see this being on some of the 8-bit computers of the day, though.
Yeah, it's like something like that. It's definitely something of the old school, but not. It's a little bit more advanced than that, if only because it's combining a lot of missile command and.
Yeah, like if you told me this was like a C64 ZX Spectrum based game, I'd believe you.
Yeah. Like, as it is, it's still a fine purchase. But yeah, definitely recommended in short bursts. So yeah, that'll about do it for this review. Coming up after the break, Grimwood.